Welcome to 2K Sports Live Saturday night coverage of the NBA. Thanks for tuning in. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. The Philadelphia 76ers, they come in off a good outing against Chicago. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
Well, listen, they own the boards at both ends of the floor in that game, and that's what won it for them. Those extra possessions were invaluable.
Well, Greg, I think coming into the game, that's where they thought they had an advantage, and they did a great job exploiting.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Guys, Joel Embiid is listed at 7 feet, but at player introductions, they say 7'2" center, Joel Embiid. Now, Brett Brown says when you stand next to him, you understand the difference between 7 feet and 7'2". He's a big man, Kevin.
He is tremendous size and skill to match, DA. Thanks. And early in the season, many coaches, Clark, still experimenting with rotations. Who plays when and where, and how long has it been in your experience to have that established on a team?
Well, it varies from team to team. There are a number of factors. One, the coach, has he been there a while? Does he have an established style of play and system? Two, what's your roster like?
Here we go.
How healthy are you? What's the mix and makeup of your team? So it could vary, but typically you'd like to have it not prolong itself into the regular season. You hope that a few weeks of training camp, and then by the time you get a month of the season under your belt, that you're pretty anchored into who you are and how you're going to try to play.
Good outline. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Magic, inside we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt, and it's Isaac in at the 3 slot. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. Vucevic to the pass to Fournier, nailed from three-point land. Fournier's got himself on the board with 3 there. Pass to Covington. Embiid the screen. And Simmons kicks to Embiid. Shoots over Vucevic. Embiid, no good. For Orlando, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Gordon. Not enough on that one as it misses. So for the Magic, their last game, a loss to Charlotte.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that lettuce at the line, man. Easy points available at the free throw line. You got to cash those in.
Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick.
And you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
The shot's good from Fournier.
And it's hard to deal with Fournier if you're defending him. I mean, he makes good decisions, whether he's passing or shooting the ball, and that makes him hard to guard.
Now here's Covington. 9 points last game out. They set the pick. Here's McConnell. 4 on the shot clock. The 3. Vucevic with the rebound.
Certainly not the dream start they were hoping for, going 1 for 4 early.
It's deflected. And now the fast break, and Embiid with the ball. And here's Covington from the arc. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
Fournier's shot is off.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
It's good.
He's really accomplished on the offensive end. J.J. Redick consistently keeps moving and puts pressure on the defense.
Now here's Fournier. 9 points last game out. Over to the wing. Now here's Isaac. Defended by Covington. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Gordon missing. Philadelphia's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Shoots the three. And there's Redick. That's good on the assist by Embiid. Redick's got 5.
Very dangerous from outside the arc, as he's been throughout his career. All Redick needs is a little separation, and he's golden.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
And last year, we saw what a full season of Embiid looks like. I mean, it's scary to think that this is just the beginning of his career. He looks like he can go down as one of the greats to play if he can stay healthy. And checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. He's coming off an excellent season. 5th in assists, 8th in steals, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And as you said, dishing out dimes at a top 5 pace. He was in total command of the offense last season. Look for more good things to come. And Embiid has already made the jump from star to superstar.
And part of that is his personality. I think his game does speak for itself. Gives you everything you want from a center on both ends of the floor. Effortless athleticism, and has incredible skill and touch for a player his size.
Now here is Augustine. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Well, I tell you, the long reach of Covington really bothering shooters. I mean, he enjoys making life difficult for whoever he's assigned to.
There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it. I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
The pass to McConnell. Embiid the screen. McConnell passes to Covington. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. 4th, Joel Embiid.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
McConnell passes to Embiid. Just 5 on the clock.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
You know, when he's driving, Joel Embiid is really focused on scoring through contact, and he's got the strength to be able to do it.
Fournier dishes to Augustine. Gordon a screen. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Can they get it? Another miss by Orlando.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Another miss by Orlando. Philadelphia leading by 6. Here's Embiid, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Vucevic.
Tell you what, when Joel Embiid is healthy, this dude is a super effective player. A polished big man with an arsenal of post moves and shots. He's a handful down there.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. One of the strong points that the Orlando Magic team has is their balance.
Well, they've got a number of players, Kevin, that can go for double digits on any night. That's always nice. Good depth on this roster as well. And when you don't have an elite star or talent, These are the kind of things you look for in building your team.
And Embiid drops them both. And there's so much speculation early in Embiid's career if he would even pan out. It's become clear, Clark, that he was worth the wait.
Well, it was all injury related in terms of the questions because he sat out his first 2 years in the league with some type of injury. Those injury concerns, really the only reason that people question him. The talent, the size, and you love his personality as well. But this guy has tremendous skills, and he's going to be an all-star for years to come if he's healthy.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Now let's check out the rebounds and where they're coming from. Here's a breakdown showing the front court and the back court rebounding numbers for the 76ers.
And their big men are getting the bigger percentage of these boards. You know, you expect that, and they'll need them to continue to patrol the paint and clean up the mess if they're going to win this game.
Covington with the steal. To the inside, McConnell, there's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Now here is Augustine, guarded closely, and Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
And the 76ers making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Vucevic with it, trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Charlotte. 5 on the clock. Here's Augustine. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Tricky and crafty inside. Augustine has a unique ability to get tough shots over the defense.
McConnell kicks to Simmons. 76ers moving the ball around. Embiid. And that one is off. Great D that time from Vucevic.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
McConnell in the corner. Pass to Embiid. Chandler outside. Right side, Simmons. And it's blocked by Gordon.
Good defensive instincts there displayed by Gordon. Reading the shooter all the way and timing the rejection perfectly.
The 76ers leading by 6. McConnell kicks to Embiid. No good from outside. Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Gordon with the screen for Augustine. Back to Gordon. Over Simmons. And it's Gordon missing. Now the 76ers with it. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
And while they swept the season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the two teams.
Yeah, Greg, I mean, one is a playoff team. The other, question mark, ... not so much. But things change, and you're only as good as your last win, so we'll see how they handle things tonight.
Now here's Fournier after J.J. Redick's miss, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Yeah, the clever Frenchman. Fournier solid at recognizing when the defense isn't covering one of his teammates.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Well, you just have to love the skill Vucevic shows on the offensive end. I mean, he can erupt for big scoring nights if you don't keep him in check, and it gives you a little bit of everything from an offensive standpoint.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Mike Muscala is checked in for Joel Embiid. Saric comes in for Ben Simmons. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for T.J. McConnell. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Terrence Ross comes in for Isaac. Simmons checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. Guys, Vucevic doing more shooting from range the last couple years, further improving his versatile offensive game.
Yeah, and when he was younger, he got his points by going to work on the block. Still can do that, but now prefers to float outside and stretch the defense. Very soft touch on that jump shot, no matter if it comes from inside or out.
Here's Grant after the basket by Dario Saric. And that one, no good to start him off on the night. Redick way outside. And a miss there on the triple.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
And the basket by Gordon.
Man, I like seeing Gordon stretch his range a little bit. I mean, the three-point shot is still a work in progress for him, but I think he's only going to get better the more experience he gets shooting it from there.
Now, here's Fultz. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's Gordon missing.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
The Magic trail by 3. It's stolen by Fultz. And now Philadelphia on the break. The 76ers again can't hit it. Orlando's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And Ross with the slam.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Philadelphia's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That's his first foul. And it's the 76ers with the ball. Saric passes to Fultz. Chandler is screen. Shot clock at 6. Redick dishes to Muscala.
Commendable effort that time by Gordon on the defensive end. Really makes the extra effort to get to the shot.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Redick. Last season's performance for him. He averaged about 17 points a game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes natural.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Gordon kicks to Simmons. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And Jonathan Simmons, the explosive wing player, went undrafted but has earned a spot in the NBA after a strong couple of years in the G League. Now he's established himself as a potent offensive player.
He's off on the first. And for Simmons, when he was in the G League, he developed, Greg, his playmaking.
Yeah, spent some time at point guard at that level, and I think it helps him in terms of finding ways to create shots for himself. He's definitely, though, at his best when the ball is in his hands. Not so much a spot-up player, but he can create offense for a team in a hurry.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
You know, after once paying to try out for a minor league team, Simmons has come a long way. He's not done yet.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
We've got 1:28 left in the first. He kicks to Ross. Simmons, a screen on Chandler. For three, Ross. He can't get that one. And the 76ers go the other way with it. On the wing, Chandler. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Gordon with the screen for Grant. Simmons on the wing. Gordon a screen. Pass to Ross. Shot clock at 6. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Ross has got his second basket of the night.
Feasting on the leftovers, eating big time. Ross stepping inside the arc and making it happen.
Redick passes to Saric. Over in the corner, Fultz. Screen by Saric. Fultz with the ball. Grant on him. Fultz, no good. On offense, here are the Magic. This run now up to 13-2. Inside, Ross. Bamba. Rebound by Muscala. And here's Fultz. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Three-pointer. What a play. Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. 76ers ahead. They lead by a bucket and will return shortly. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
Well, we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
And we know energy and effort go hand in hand, and they won't be denied playing with a bunch of energy, easily coming up with those offensive rebounds, too.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Gordon down low with Bamba next to him. Simmons is out there with Grant, and it's Ross in at the small forward. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Orlando Magic has struggled to find difference-making players in the draft or in free agency. Their goal is to get younger but get better at the same time, and it's difficult to do even in the Eastern Conference, but Orlando is determined to get this right. Kevin?
And the journey continues for them and a lot of teams. D.A., thank you. Now here's Johnson. Following the missed shot by Dario Saric. Chandler's shot, good.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Grant kicks to Ross. Pass to Gordon. And here's Simmons for three. Drills the three-pointer. Simmons got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Lots of physical play, Clark, during your time in the NBA. That's been toned down to a degree. Do you miss it being a bigger part of the game now?
You know what? I think it's still a very physical game. The rules have changed. The way the game is officiated has certainly changed. Some of the tough fouls that you saw in decades past don't exist as much. But I still think the game is extremely physical. So I'm glad to see us move in the direction of toning that down a bit. There's enough physicality in the game.
Now here's Fultz. Saric passes to Covington. Goes back up. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Bamba's shot is off.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That's his first foul. Ben Simmons, he's checked in for the 76ers. The Magic also changing it up. Vucevic comes in for Gordon, and Fournier subbed in for Ross. Stolen by Bamba, and now Bamba pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Philadelphia. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And that matchup against the Hornets, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
He misses the free throw.
And with Mohamed Bamba, one of the first things you notice is that 7'9" wingspan. I mean, yeah, he's got to add more muscle on that frame, but he can use that reach already to make an impact at both ends.
Embiid, he's checked in for Philadelphia. T.J. McConnell comes in for Saric. That one drops. He ties it up. And with Bamba, in addition to his crazy length, you also get a player who's extremely smart.
How about getting scholarship offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard? You can see him thinking on the court. He's deliberate in the things that he does. Bright, bright future ahead for him.
And this is what you get with Embiid. A real scrapper, even though he's a big, skilled, talented guy. He's an energy guy as well.
Vucevic. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Philadelphia shooting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Now, here's McConnell, headed by Augustine. That one goes in. And now a 4-point Philadelphia lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Embiid with the steal.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last two possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
Great D that time from Vucevic. The Magic trail by 4. Picked by Vucevic. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Shoots over Embiid. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
And how about the passion of Simmons? Just sticking with it on the glass.
Now here's Fournier. Defense is right there. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Fournier passes to Augustine. 5 to shoot. Bamba setting the pick for Augustine. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Yeah, there you see the IQ of Augustine. I mean, he's really good at putting himself in a solid position to shoot off the pick.
Here's Fultz. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Fultz has got 5. The Magic trail by 6. And Augustine kicks to Isaac. Out to the right wing. Bamba passes to Isaac. Bamba with it. Simmons is there. Bamba's shot is off. There's Embiid. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Embiid, no good.
Unfortunately, his shot has been everywhere, all over the place. Can't buy a basket. However, his teammates got him covered.
Now here is Augustine. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was. And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column.
Stolen by Bamba. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Al Simmons. He had 22 points in the win against Chicago.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off it.
And there's the 3-second violation. With a break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. Fifth on the list, the 76ers.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Now here is Augustine. Now here's Bamba. Over Simmons. And that's an air ball. Not even close. And the Sixers' strength, Clark, on the offensive end is how many ways they can attack a team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Deadly in transition because of Simmons' size, speed, and passing ability. And if they don't have something in the initial thrust, Embiid, always an option to go to in the low post. They shoot it well from multiple positions. They've got a lot to like offensively.
Here's Fournier after the Sixers pick up 2. On the clock. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Augustine.
And that quick trigger of Augustine, not giving the defense any chance to block the shot off the pass.
Embiid with the screen on Fournier. Here's Fultz. It's hauled in by the Magic. Bamba's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And stolen by Simmons. Fast break, Philadelphia. And it's blocked.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
And here are the 76ers now. After the Magic pick up 2. And it's Simmons penetrating. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Simmons got 4 points this quarter.
Simmons putting his outstanding athleticism to use on that drive. A remarkable penetrator who knows exactly how to carve up the defense.
Bamba kicks to Fournier. That 3 off the mark. Philadelphia leading by 5. McConnell passes to Fultz. Happy to see that one going after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
You know, Fultz handles contact really well for a young player. Excellent at staying under control and then finishing through the contact.
Now here's Fournier. 7 points in the game.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop and you're back in rhythm.
Here's Augustine after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Fournier dishes to Vucevic. Now here is Augustine. He's covered by McConnell. Isaac misses.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Embiid, no good. The Magic trail by 9. Bamba kicks to Vucevic. Now the pass to Isaac. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And stolen by Fournier. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Augustine with it. Now guarded by Simmons. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's foul number 2 for him. Some changes for Philadelphia. Muscala comes in for T.J. McConnell. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Markelle Fultz. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Bamba. Terrence Ross comes in for Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Mark, if you need to win a Game 7, and you can't have KD or LeBron, but you can have any other one player in the league, who would you pick?
Wow, you can't have either one of those guys.
How do you like that question?
There's a great list. Harden, Curry, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard when healthy. And I think you'd have to throw Russell Westbrook in there, too, for a one-game situation where he could just go with the abandon he goes with. But I think I'm going to hang my hat with Kyrie Irving, since he was part of bringing a championship to the Cavs a couple of years ago, my hometown.
He misses the free throw.
Well, guys, when you talk about some of the great turnarounds for a franchise in NBA history, the process for the 76ers has paid dividends. They went from 10 wins in 2016 to 52 wins last year.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for Robert Covington. Good on the second free throw. And the steps, Clark, the 76ers have taken. It's only the beginning.
Yeah, this is really the ideal situation to have if you're the Sixers. I mean, this team's built to last and still has good draft assets and flexible cap space. I mean, come on. That's an abundance of riches there.
They grabbed their own miss. Was shot by Redick, no good. The Magic trail by 10. Gordon for 3. And Simmons with the rebound.
Has not made another 3 since the one he drilled in the first, but still, you got to defend him from beyond the arc.
Up again. Muscala. It's good on the putback. And the 76ers lead by 12.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Vucevic a screen on Simmons. Grant kicks to Vucevic. Lock at 6. Picked by Vucevic. Here's Ross. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one on Chandler. Well, Terrence Ross can be great at times, but consistency certainly has been an issue for him.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a vapor trying to grab hold of that consistency for Ross. One game he's great. The other game you don't know he's out there. This is a player that once had 50 points in a game, but has struggled to find that same kind of drive game to game. His outside shot has taken a nosedive a bit, as has his overall shooting percentage. Yet he's still relatively young, so this guy could bounce back.
The first free throw is good, and the 76ers making a change here. Sharge is checked in. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And, you know, last season the Magic fell short of their goals, dealt with a lot of injuries, and just had a lot of holes in their roster, too. What was an uphill battle to begin with became really an impossible one.
And then Gordon with the dunk.
Nobody does it better than Gordon on the alley-oop. Boom!
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Here's Simmons. Right side Redick. It's stolen by Vucevic. From deep. No good on that last second attempt there. That'll do it for the first half. 76ers lead by 9. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Coach. The offense seemed to struggle a bit early on. What did you see?
Well, turnovers killed us. It led directly to baskets, and then disorganized offensive play. We have a way we have to play against them. We got to stay with it.
Yeah, the ball has to move and not stick, right? Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. In the second quarter, they made it look easy. They played well at both ends of the court, and suddenly, they're sitting on a 9-point lead here at halftime. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. Got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Orlando?
They need to make major adjustments on the offense. Whatever their game plan was going into this game, scrap it. It's not been effective. The shots they were taking were not good shots. They need to find a way to spring guys open where they can shoot a better percentage.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Joel Embiid has been sensational.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
And you know what, Greg? He's showing no signs of slowing down now. This game has been all him, and he's been a force.
Here's McConnell. Redick and Covington, the shooters on the wing. The incredible Simmons and Embiid down low. And it's McConnell in at the point guard. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Covington's shot is off. The Magic trail by 9. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Off the left rim and out.
That's unacceptable shot selection there, Kevin. I mean, why on earth did he think that was a good look?
Got a piece of it. Embiid, the pass to McConnell. Deep to Embiid. And here's Covington from the arc. Drains the three-pointer. Covington's got the lead up to 12 now for the 76ers.
The three-point stroke of Robert Covington is really a thing of beauty. You can't let him get loose from the outside. He's dangerous.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks. Here's Fournier. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good D by Embiid.
And, you know, they don't have it right now. I mean, missing their first 3 shots so far this half, slow start.
And Ben Simmons, who missed the first season in the NBA with an injury. Boy, Greg, was he worth the wait.
And you knew he'd be a special kind of player after being taken first overall. But he is so unique in how great of a player he is. His ability to command attention on offense without having a great outside shot really is something you just don't see in today's NBA.
That's good from Simmons.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
No good on the second free throw. Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angles. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
To the inside, Covington with the steal. And Embiid with a clear path to the hoop. And Embiid throws it down.
Boy, one of the things about Covington is that his length bothers the opposing players. I mean, he's somebody that takes defense seriously and looks to pilfer the ball whenever he can.
Now, here's Fournier. He has 7. Deflects the pass. Embiid with the steal. Here's Covington. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
No surprise seeing Embiid rise up like that. Fantastic at getting around the defense on the offensive glass there.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
And look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Covington.
Well, they're going to have to look elsewhere for points because he has pulled a Houdini and completely disappeared from the offense in this one. Just no production from him, and nothing seems to be in rhythm for him right now. It's just not his night.
Now here's Gordon. He has 7, and he can't stop the run as he misses.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
For 3, Fournier, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
Here's Fournier. Philadelphia able to drain the 3. Inside, it's tipped. Simmons with it. Defended now by Fournier. Got that one up quick. Reddick's got 10.
And defensively, these guys are looking for answers since halftime. They've seemed disjointed and out of sync. They have got to get back that rhythm defensively.
And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Augustine setting the pick for Vucevic. Now the dish to Fournier. The Magic again can't hit.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
Here's McConnell. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. Here's Vucevic. And a miss there on the triple.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
Pass to McConnell. Augustine with the steal. Fournier passes to Gordon. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 9 points in the game so far.
The inside is where Gordon is really most comfortable and effective. Very few defenders can get to a shot given how high he gets up on it.
And Simmons kicks to Reddick. Passes it to Embiid. Great D that time from Vucevic. Orlando's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. To the middle, looking to end his cold spell.
You know, guys, Nikola Vucevic is a very skilled big man out of USC. He rebounds well, scores it from inside, and has a nice touch. He's got a really well-rounded offensive game as a center. Even added a 3-ball to his repertoire recently to further stretch out interior defenses.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw missing.
And the size and skill set that Vucevic possesses makes it hard for defenders. He's agile as a 7-footer, and he also has enough body and knows how to use it that defenses have a real problem with.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Johnson comes in for Joel Embiid, and it's Fulton for T.J. McConnell. No luck that time either. Now the 76ers with it. They've gone on a 16-2 run, not allowing much. Simmons controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Controlling the defensive glass has been a problem here tonight.
Big difference in second chance points, and that makes it tough.
There's a good screen. Vucevic down low. He's guarded by Johnson.
Gotta give the defense credit. That was a great contest on a high percentage shot in the paint.
Shots good by Simmons.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. A bit of an up-and-down season for Covington last year. Great 3-and-D player overall, though.
Yeah, very good in those areas. He started out really hot, Kevin, and then was on his way to what looked like a breakout year, and his confidence waned with his shot, kind of like a golfer struggling with his putter. But this guy, because he defends, he has good size, and he does have a good shot, I think he'll bounce back nicely.
Simmons checked in for Vucevic.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Augustine. Last season's performance for him. He averaged about 10 points a game last year. 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad. But, guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Now, here's Fournier. He has 7. There's a screen. Just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, the Magic again can't hit.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
And he's able to get it back. And he recovers it. A shot by Johnson, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
From the wing, Covington with the bucket. Covington's got 8 points here in this quarter. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Philadelphia?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Here's Isaac. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Isaac's got his second basket. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. And here's Covington from the arc. They get it again. Keeps it alive. And Simmons is right there. Simmons got 11 points.
Boy, I tell you, how about the passion of Simmons? I mean, just sticking with it on the glass.
The feed to Fournier. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. I mean, he always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
We take a look here at Evan Fournier, mostly out there for offense, guys. Has a good deep game as he has impressive career numbers from the 3-line. For the amount he scores as a wing player, I think he's pretty efficient.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Sharge checked in for Reddick. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Robert Covington. And for Fournier, good from deep, as you said, Clark, especially on catch and shoot shots.
Well, he's a reliable scorer, Kevin, and in large part due to how diverse his offensive game is. I mean, he can get a shot for himself or others, and he can work off the dribble or off the catch. He's not a big name, but this is a guy who will continue to get double digits for you when you give him sufficient playing time.
And the shot is good.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Now here's Chandler. And the wing jumper offline.
The defense has to be better. I mean, they were fortunate that he missed that mid-range jumper. It certainly wasn't because of the defense.
Chandler with the block. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And Orlando making a change here. Gordon's checked in. Off the inbound. That one misses. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Here's Sharich, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Sharich, the Croatian forward, came into the NBA fairly polished. Has still improved his game year to year, which is a credit to him and his work ethic. There still are areas that he can work on, but make no mistake about it, this guy has shown from day one that he's an impact player.
And the first one drops. With Sharich and how he plays, Clark, he's developing his non-scoring skills as well.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, Kevin, especially for how young he is. And I think he's got a game that's just going to continue to grow and refine with time. He's proved he actually can, on occasion, act as a point forward if you need it.
Sharich nails them both. With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge, they play with brashness, some would say arrogance, but all of the champ teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Bamba's shot is off. Chandler outside. Johnson with a screen on Ross. Sharich in the corner. Wide open shot is on the money. Sharich has got 4 this quarter.
Now that's confidence. Sharich says, "In Dario, I trust."
And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
On defense, the 76ers.
He's one of the premier defensive forwards in the NBA. Johnson all over that shot.
And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And that's 13 points for Ben Simmons.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
It's stolen by Johnson. At the elbow, it's Simmons. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Gordon. Bamba with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Ross, that's good.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Philadelphia's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Simmons passes to Sharich. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler. And we'll get a look here where the shots have been coming from for him. Here's Ross, and then jammed down as he goes right over Markelle Fultz.
Putting on a show. Ross can elevate with the best of them.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Simmons. 13 points in the game. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Mike Muscala is checked in from Amir Johnson.
Mike Muscala.
Here's Chandler. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Simmons got 4 rebounds in this game.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. Fifth on the list, Ben Simmons.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
And, you know, one of the areas where the Orlando Magic struggled was with consistency, but not only on the floor, but across the franchise. A lot of coaching turnover the past decade.
Smith checked in for the 76ers. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And the Magic have gone through a lot of coaches, as you said.
Yeah, lack of continuity at that position can really derail any momentum you're attempting to build. And the same can be said about their players. A lot of trades and turnovers with the roster. That's not a recipe for consistent success.
That's his second personal foul.
The 76ers have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Well, you look back to the Orlando Magic season last year, and they had a very hot start, but then faded badly as the calendar flipped and ended second to last in the East.
Good on both. Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. It's stolen by Muscala. Saric outside. Kicks to Smith. Muscala, the pass to Simmons. Screen by Saric. 5 on the clock. Ross with a steal. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Grant against Simmons. Grant the pass to Gordon. Good on the three-point shot. Gordon's got 12 points in the game.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Smith with it. He kicks it to Simmons. Over Grant. No good off the back of the rim. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. 76ers ahead, running away with it. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. It was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. They've got Terrence Ross. Martin is out there with Mozgov. Then there's Grant, and it's a 1-2 in at the 3. Now here's Mozgov, and not gonna go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Feeds it to Smith. Ross with a steal. Tries from 7, and that one goes long. Philadelphia shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Here's Korkmaz. Shot from 12. Good on the shot. Korkmaz has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the 76ers. And here is Ross. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. 6 to shoot. Now here's Grant. Not a lot of room. And that one, good. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
Screen by Sharch. And there's the foul. It's on Jarrell Martin. That is his first foul of the game. Mark, you've always been a student of the game. You've seen a number of guys do a great job of changing styles as they've gotten older in the game.
Yeah, that's always fun to watch. I think about Magic Johnson. I think about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
Right.
You watch these guys, and there are a number of other guys, too. I mean, those come to mind pretty prominently. But again, it's about a concession to who you are for real, not who you used to be. And I love seeing guys play more on the ground when they were high flyers earlier, or add a jump shot when they were drivers. Those are neat evolutions to see.
Ken Burge is checked in for Orlando. The Magic have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Grant outside. Pass to Ross. Pick by Mozgov. Shot off the pick. Another miss by Orlando.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Back to Smith. Here's Korkmaz. No good that time. So Orlando will take it the other way. Burge kicks to Mozgov. The pass to Awandu. There's the pick. Back to Mozgov. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Timeout called the 76ers. You know, Clark, when you think about it, all fans really care about is winning, and that's hard to pull off when you're the only star on your team. We see it all over the league.
You know, basketball is not tennis or golf. It's a team game, and one man can't win a championship by himself. I mean, when you look at all the championship teams, they were championship teams, not driven by just one star player. And it's a blessing when you can play with other good players, and that's what all good players desire to do at some point in their career.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter, and it's DJ Augustine with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
Now, here's McConnell to the middle from 13.
You know, the long arms of Vucevic is annoying to shooters, and he's putting his giant frame to good use.
And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Covington's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. A shot by McConnell, no good.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Pass to Sharch. There's the screen. Passes it to McConnell. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
That way.
And here's what the schedule for Orlando looks like. On Monday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics. And then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. Now here is Augustine. He's covered by McConnell. Picked by Vucevic. Ross for 3. Sharch grabs the board. Saric has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Embiid. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Embiid's got 19 points.
Hey, once Embiid catches the hot hand now, he's looking to shoot it as much as he can.
Now here is Augustine. He's covered by McConnell. Now Ross. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fournier pass to Ross. Goes up to the stripe. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist from Ross.
And throughout his career, you like to see this in a player. Vucevic has worked on expanding his range. Now he has a very reliable stroke from the mid-range area.
Now here's Redick. Shoots over Fournier. Misses off the left iron.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Aaron Gordon, who's checking in for the Magic. Philadelphia on D. Now here is Augustine. Just 5 to shoot. Over McConnell. Gordon. Saric grabs the board. The 76ers leading by 21. Pass to McConnell. Over Augustine. Orlando grabs the miss. And Vucevic kicks to Gordon. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
They set the pick. Embiid the screen. And the pass to Covington. Stolen by Gordon. One-on-one here. Here's Vucevic. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
Love the way Vucevic gets his puppies up and down when he runs the floor. This looks like he wants to beat everybody to the basket.
McConnell passes to Redick. McConnell in the corner. Augustine with the steal. He feeds it to Gordon. Fournier trying to break loose. And it's Gordon missing.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Saric kicks to Embiid. McConnell passes to Saric. And the wide open shot from Redick connects from three-point range. And the 76ers lead by 19. At the elbow, it's Gordon. It's stolen by Saric. And the basket by Gordon.
Nice seeing Gordon get it done over some pretty tight, stingy defense there, showing just how confident he is in the post.
Now here's Saric. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And although Gordon had never won a dunk contest, there's no doubt that he's one of the league's most lethal artists in the air.
Yeah, he really is. Creative, great bounce and strength. Was recorded at the combine with a 39-inch vertical. I think he gets off the floor much higher than that at times. He's got great power and a good frame. You know, if you see Gordon coming down the lane with a step, you better run for cover if you don't want to be posterized.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
And Embiid drops them both.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times. Was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
Now here is Augustine. 6 to shoot. Vucevic setting the pick for Augustine. Fournier for 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Great D that time from Redick.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half. after making just one in the first.
And now, here comes Augustine leading the break. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And, you know, the speedy Augustine is really an excellent teammate and a dependable role player, a veteran presence who can really stroke it.
Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group. Very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him.
The first free throw is good. Ben Simmons, he's checked in for the 76ers. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The 76ers leading by 17. Covington kicks to Embiid. Dishes it to Redick. Covington, a screen on Fournier. Another miss by Philadelphia. And the Magic with possession. They're on an 18-7 run. Looking to get back on track here. Covington with the steal. Embiid dishes to Covington. And Redick kicks to McConnell. Embiid the screen. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Back to Simmons. They get the rebound. McConnell. And it's blocked by Gordon. Pass to Vucevic. And there's the feed to Fournier.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full-time, he has shown remarkable improvement. Plays with more confidence and aggression on offense and has transformed himself as a player.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Fournier.
And Fournier is highly skilled, a crafty European talent who's really fearless when it comes to shooting the basketball.
And so Fournier nails both of them.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
And Simmons kicks to Redick. Embiid the pass to Redick. Outside Simmons. Embiid with a screen on Gordon. Here's Simmons. Gordon with the defensive effort. And for Gordon, in his first full season as a starter, he instantly became a star in the league.
And when he was taken 4th overall, this was the type of player the team was hoping he'd become. His outside shot has improved by leaps and bounds and always plays with speed and athleticism. And now I think he's got a much more fully rounded game, which makes him dangerous.
Now here's Vucevic after Ben Simmons' miss. And the basket by Gordon.
Really impressive seeing a guy like Vucevic carve up the defense with his peripheral vision and passing. So good at spotting the open man.
Now here's McConnell. Simmons inside. He's against Gordon. Count it. 15 points for Ben Simmons.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And it's been a terrific night for him in terms of the scoreboard. They've run a bunch of sets for him,
and he's continued to come through. Scoring as well as he has, it's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his teammates.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Steve Clifford went over with his guys during the break. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Simmons kicks it to Covington. Now, here's McConnell, guarded by Augustine. Left side, Redick. 4 on the clock. Covington setting the pick for Redick. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Magic trail by 15. Gordon the pass to Vucevic. And here is Isaac. Now Augustine, defended by Covington. Gordon a screen. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. He took good advantage of that screen. Gordon's got 14 points now in the second half.
A selfless attitude of Vucevic, willing to put his body on the line if it means clearing out space for somebody else on his team to get a clean shot off.
Now here's Simmons. Here's Embiid. Passes to McConnell. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Fires from 18, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
Boy, got to be impressed with Gordon. I mean, showing a real understanding and feel for when to fire off the dribble.
Vucevic with the block, and that's on a bounce. Philadelphia will retain possession. Here's Simmons. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Simmons got 4 points this quarter. The Magic trail by 13.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Philadelphia.
2 great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Joel Embiid.
And the sharing of the sugar, very impressive. I mean, he seemed to know exactly when to get the ball to his teammates.
Grant outside. The Magic again can't hit. Ross against Chandler. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Hey, grit and grind are words that fit Chandler because that's what he brings to his team, that sandpaper edge and toughness, a guy who doesn't give an inch and is always fighting.
Wilson Chandler. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Wilson Chandler. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gordon a screen. Down low. It's stolen by Fultz. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Chandler against Ross. Chandler with the ball. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.